Hey guys, how are you? Oh man, where do I look?
A little bit of everywhere.
Doesn't matter.
Wherever you want, you're the biggest guy in the room.
It's pretty intimidating coming over here, trust me. So
Really?
yeah.
Like, everybody says they're intimidated by you.
Who says that? Go name names.
Who was it? Addison was
Addison
talking
said
about it. He said, "Oh man, you're big." It's like, you know, but what can you say about your journey? I mean, it's been well documented, but just what you hope to get out of this, and how much better do you think you are after producing what you did last year?
What do I hope to get out of my journey?
Well, no, okay. Well, actually, how do you hope to build off of last year, maybe?
Oh, okay, that's a good. Yeah. So, you know, it's no secret I love rushing the passer. So you just continue adding to that. Just making it more instinctual in terms of like my reaction and things like that, and then just add to my run game. I think that's something that I definitely want to add to, so I can be an all-down type of player and just contribute in every aspect that I can. You know, from where it's inside or outside, and that's kind of what I'm developing right now with my run game, from the outside and both inside, and then also just being able to be versatile and just add depth and value anywhere on the line.
And speaking of Mario, just the fact that you're reunited with him, I mean, you laugh. I mean, this seems to be a good thing for you.
It really is. It really is. Like Mario is someone that. You know, in early stages of my career, I read up on, you know, similar backgrounds, and you know, he got his success fairly late in his career as well. Like, you know, started breaking through and then kind of getting the recognition that he deserved from the league and some teams. So I just kind of, you know, and then when we was in there, we was working together. He was a mentor to me at some stages, and then and now I'm just, you know, running with it and just going on with coaches from the coaching points from Eric Washington, from you know, other guys, and I'm just trying to, you know, do that.
You mentioned drills and technique that you pick up very quickly. He's like, you do them as well or better than him.
Better.
Have you always been that better?
No joking.
Have you always been that way in sports in general?
No, not really. But I'm you know, I'm here to learn. I'm a blank canvas, and you know, and I just absorb stuff easily, and I'm thankful that I have the ability to be very coachable and just and to be able to apply that. Yeah.
Is it still surprising to you that, you know, most of these guys had a football background from young kids?
It is, and it's honestly, I commend them for for being able to stick through it for that long. Because I'll tell you for a fact I would not be able to stick through it for that long. Some guys have been playing it from, you know, from the ages of 5 and things like that. But it just shows how much they love this game, and it just shows how much they've had to like overcome and the sacrifice that they've had to make even to get to this point. And you know, and it's just, you know, I'm just proud of everyone, and I'm in awe. And obviously, it just lets me know that I can't take this opportunity for granted, because so many kids, so many people out there are like, you know, families as well that are dependent on some of these guys to, you know, make you know, to get to this point and obviously change their lives and change their families' lives. So,
how important is it for you to be known as just a football player and for the way you perform rather than, oh, this is a guy who hasn't played it that long, he's from overseas, and how much is that a driving force for you?
It was huge. It's huge. But, you know, at early stages, I was okay with it because I really didn't know anything about the sport, so I did fall under that category. But as, you know, as the years keep adding on, and then as I'm applying myself and going and making my sacrifices in order to close that gap, I definitely want to be known as just a player now. I don't really want to be known as a story or, you know, a good time. I just want to be known for my work and what I bring to the team and how I can affect winning.
How do your conversations, in that vein, how do you have conversations with Christian, who still is in the beginning portion of this, and maybe helping him guide through this journey as you understand maybe more than anyone what he's going through?
So, you know, it's just I'll just say to him what I feel like someone should have said to me, or the things that I've had to learn over time, you know, like, because coming here is really intimidating. You kind of think about, you have a lot of self-doubt. You're trying to change opinions. You're trying to learn a new sport, a new language, a new game, culture. And then you're just having to deal with just all the other things, and also going out there and execute as well. And it's, you can't fake this. You know, you have to work. You have to put in the time. You have to make the sacrifices. Otherwise, when you get out there on the field, competing with guys that have been doing it for so years, you'll get exposed. So you just trust the process, believe in yourself, and then and make sure that you do extra because we are working from a deficit from behind, and then in order to try and close that gap.
How important was Eric Washington to you early on, and how much did that impact your decision to sign here to reunite with him, especially as a D-line coach as opposed to maybe defensive coordinator before?
Huge. Like his impact and his input in my career and my development was huge, and it's probably one of the only reasons why I chose to come in, because as a guy that came from London and just not being able to get the reps or being seen as a guy that could contribute immediately, Eric Washington didn't take that approach as opposed to other coaches that I've experienced. He treats everyone from the highest paid, the highest draft, to the lowest guy that probably, with anybody's eyes is a camp body, the same. And I feel like that benefits them in the long run, because my whole aim was, whatever happens, I want to be able to survive on whatever team I go to. And he cares about your career, cares about you as a person, and that's really why, whatever happens, I know that I'm going to get better from this experience. And then no matter what happens, I'm going to be able to survive in this league and achieve what I need to achieve, and that's really why.
How much more familiar are you now with the business side of the reality of the NFL, having to go through free agency, go to a team, battle for a job kind of thing? Because the international program, kind of insulates you away from this.
It does, and it did, and also, you have to, get 3 accrued seasons in order for you to kind of have those conversations and have a choice. But it was a good experience. It was nice to learn and understand, like, okay, what certain things are, because before I never had a choice. I just had to kind of deal with. I just had to take what I was given, and. But now I have a choice, and it's nice, and I'm learning as I go along. I'm learning the business side of it. I'm learning I'm learning that this stuff's good as well, the marketing side. Even though I don't really like it, but I know I have to do that. But ultimately, I'm just focused on my development, and if I take care of the field, everything else will take care of itself.
Your teammates have been pretty quick to give you praise. Is there something about the personalities that have meshed so well, or your work ethic, or what do you think has lent itself to that?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I think when everybody comes here, they have to be nice, don't they? They gotta say nice things.
We talk a lot about the continuity on the defense. A lot of the starters are back, even a lot of the backups are back. You're new. You're kind of the new guy here. How has that meshed? How have you kind of found a way to fit in with everybody having this background with each other?
No, but I'm kind of the new guy, but there's a lot of familiar faces, and ultimately, like, it's just, we were here for one goal, and we go out there, we have fun, and most of the linemen just have similar personalities, and it's just easy to kind of gel with. There's a lot of characters in our room. From the younger guys, from Boogie to Ed, and it's just nice. They just vibe off everybody. It's nice.
When you talk about being more instinctual, and is that what happened last year in part? And did you find yourself making that transition? Like what light went on? I guess. It's just reps and just being able to think less. I guess it's. As you're learning, you're thinking so much. You don't want to make mistakes. And that anxiety and that fear and that learning curve slows you down. And then Carolina last year, we didn't really have a lot of depth. I was able to kind of stay and get the reps that I needed. And then I just took ownership of that. And then thank God I got the production that I needed, and then which led to this opportunity here.
I know you said your focus is now just the player, but these guys all played growing up. They probably thought about being here. Do you ever still think back and go, I can't believe I'm
every day,
here?
every day, like every single day. Like I drive up here, and I'm lucky enough to be able to not be from here, so I can appreciate it so much more. But then that's also what lights a fire in me, and just because I know that there's no other opportunities like this out there. Regardless of whether you're in a practice squad or not, not a lot of people are making practice squad money out there. So it's like I just appreciate it for what it is, and I'm going to enjoy it for as long as I have it.
Well, you talk about sacrifices,
right?
The other guys that made. You didn't have an easy start.
How to say that?
Came from.
Oh no! What do you mean by that? Say that question again.
I mean, you talk about other players who have sacrificed.
Right.
I mean, you were put in a position early in life in
right.
which you had to make certain. You didn't have an easy start, so. You must have an appreciation of where you were, 20 years ago, to where you are today, too.
Oh, for sure. I definitely do. Like, But it's things that have happened in my early years in childhood. It's from where I'm from and from the people that I was around me. That stuff's like honestly very, very common. Like I'm probably the glitch in the matrix that's able to be in the NFL and then have this platform to be able to share that with you. But most of my friends were experiencing similar things, from either from foster care standpoint or being an immigrant or things like that. So it's just, for me, it was the norm. And then it's only until I started getting in the NFL that I started realizing that, okay, maybe this isn't normal for me. But I just want to shed a light that, that stuff goes on every day and it happens all the time. And I think, I'm very fortunate and lucky to be able to have this platform and to be able to change my life. But we just need to do more, I guess, or people need to do more.
To jump back to that, having to learn the business side of things, who did you lean on for that or reach out to?
Oh, my wife. Definitely, she's the brains. I'm the brawn. I'm just, I think in your terms I'll be the jock and she'll be the nerd, I guess. But yeah, but no, I'll lean on her very heavily. Yeah.
Was she like looking through all?
Oh, she contracts. She's reading it, all the fine prints, like doing the research on teams, depth charts, this and that. While I was just relaxing, I was like, oh, I've done my job, right?
The contract then? It sounds like
she gets everything. she gets everything. I just want a nice meal and a warm bed, and I'm good.
You picked up football pretty quickly for a guy who didn't play. You think about other sports that you would have ever thought about trying to pick up?
I wanted to do UFC, but I'm too pretty, so I just didn't. So I'm happy I got NFL here.
Talking to Brooke, you said you want to be a football player now, and just shifting gears to the football part of it. Brandon said when he brought you in that he liked your versatility. I mean, a lot of your success came on the inside last year.
Right.
What's the biggest difference between rushing the passer inside and versus outside, and how hard is it to go back and forth?
I think everything happens now and inside, like the tempo is quicker, but I have a bit more twitch and a bit more like I can react and quicker than the guards inside, so I'm able to just beat them on the line. I think outside, there's more time. You have to kind of set up your rushes, and it's if you don't get the get offs right, and if you miss time with your moves, it's easier to get stalled. But inside, I feel like it's easier because I'm quicker than most guards, and that's honestly the most difference.
What have been your last one, guys? What have been your impressions of the whole defensive line throughout 2 weeks at camp?
Oh, the dogs, absolute dogs. It's gonna be a race to the quarterback. Honestly, I've got my work cut out for me.
How eager are you for the first preseason game to get out there?
I'm very eager. I'm very eager to just hit and go against someone else. Sometimes when you're lying against someone that you're seeing in a quarterback, in the locker room, you kind of not want to do. You don't really have it, bad intentions. But when you go somewhere else, then you can let loose a little bit. Yeah.